Oh man, I'm on a roll today with pumping out content, guys. I just don't know what it is. So, as always, significant spoilers ahead. So, buckle up, motherfuckers, because we're going to be talking about something else I don't like, but it's probably something that you probably don't even consider. But now, in Volume 6, we are introduced to some significant members of the Elysian military, namely a specialist named Caroline Cordovin. And from a bit of prying, I'm told this particular character alludes to the woman in the shoe, which is a so-so story in my opinion, but that's besides the point. My issue is with everything, literally everything, involved in how this character and the Elysian military are portrayed. In the initial volumes, we are introduced to James Ironwood, head of the Atlas Academy and a glorified general of the Elysian military. With Specialist Winter Schnee in tow, his significance is obvious, but it is revealed even more so after we discover he is part of an elite inner circle that knows the true state of the world, Ozpin's little group of dudes and stuff. Now, a lot of you might not know this about me, but I'm about to spoil some real-life hacks for you guys. I was previously in the Army. I served my term as an infantryman, currently out, so ya yeet, but this also means that I have this tick where I hate it when military is horribly misrepresented or just shown to not be very accurate. Now, in fantasy worlds or anime, I tend to let that go a little bit because, sometimes it just doesn't make sense, but for some reason, I kind of had this pre-established belief about RWBY because when Winter Schnee is introduced, I was kind of impressed, honestly. For one, she acts like an officer. Her attitude is on point, and I'm assuming Atlas specialists are the equivalent of high-ranking officers. I had no complaints about it. Then we see Ironwood, and even more so. I mean, the man goes to parade rest constantly. He is direct and obvious. He is unwilling to hear alternative opinions, but only due to his strategic stance regarding a subject. He believes that a display of power will cause the enemy to not want to take action, which in most cases it does work. Now in Volume 6 we get another specialist, one I assumed might be of serious significance, but it turns out it was just another introduction of an old woman for the purpose of what appears to just be old lady banter back and forth. This character, this woman, should definitely not be a high-ranking official at her age. That's not discrimination, honestly, it's just a fact. Once you get too old, you're gonna get the boot. Nor would her behavior or discrimination towards the faunus be tolerated, honestly. Elysian military, if anything like regular military, does not want the world to have a negative opinion of it, and officers, namely any high-ranking official, will embody this and watch almost everything they say when it's, easily taken out of context. They seem to be doing the same thing with the Elysian military that One Piece does, where they make these two identical, absurd, brainless soldiers kind of a comedy cushion, and it just didn't land with me here, honestly. I mean, in Volume 3, Ironwood was thwarted because he overlooked the significance and ability of his enemies. As a result, he suffered significantly, but was nevertheless accepting of his mistake. He sees the folly of what he has done and resolves to fix it and take back command. It should be obvious by now that I enjoyed his character. Yes, he was the cause of some serious problems, but most of what he did because he thought it would have helped. It didn't, but still. Anyone that has ever served in any military will tell you that officers, especially generals, will be willing to hear you out. But odds are their mind is already made up, and literally nothing you can say will change that. Until the drill fails, then they will blame anyone but themselves. In this case, he takes the blame, which is good. Then you get Caroline, who, instead of deploying aerial units to intercept the rogue ship and safely bring it back to custody, literally decides that the only way to deal with this group of mostly children is to take up a goddamn mech and wreak havoc to show their power or something, and in doing so, not only potentially kills children, including Weiss Schnee, but endangers the entire city she was assigned to protect. Am I the only one who thought this whole exchange, this entire scene, was just straight up dumb? One, I hate the giant robot thing, and this whole engagement feels like an ad for Rooster Teeth's other series, Genlock, which I'm not that interested in seeing, honestly, because I don't like mechs. It's not my thing. Two, the whole shield dilemma made no sense to me whatsoever. Like, for real, what was the significance of that? Like, there was one part where Ren's knife stabs into the armor of the thing, but a grenade launcher does nothing to it, not even a scratch. Three, Caroline and Maria are annoying. Maria's whole, "That's the sound of me not caring," was probably the cringiest line of Volume 6, and it made no sense. It was out of context. I mean, are we really resorting to angry old ladies being a part of the show now? 4, they missed a huge opportunity here to just have it be Winter Schnee, and everything would have been saved. But all that aside, she does not behave like military, like previously established characters do. And that to me was just, man, it was annoying. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind something very, very particular about me when it comes to this show. There are parts of this show that I love, there's emotional moments, and there are parts that, just make me heated. They're like awesome, good fight scenes. And then there are parts where just the bad writing really comes out, and I feel like this is a prime example. Honestly, when this episode dropped, when their exchange was going on, you read the comments of the Rooster Teeth episode, and once you get past all the ones that were just like generic, "Wow, what a great season," you find the comments that are people who are just like, "This scene makes no sense. None of this makes sense. Why is she doing this?" I mean, like, seriously, why is she doing this? I mean, maybe there's some lore there with the lady in the shoe or something, and she's refusing to come out of her quote-unquote shell. So, but honestly, the character is just misplaced, and the fact that she changes her mind at the end, and the fact that right when RWBY and the gang disable the main weapon, the giant Leviathan Grimm shows up, and it makes no sense. Like, this was probably the least thrilling Volume 6 climax I've ever watched, okay? Because Adam's whole thing was not interesting to me, kind of. But this is like the main focus, and it's like, it was a robot battle followed by a flash of the bright eyes, and that... Now, normally I would ask you guys a question or, talk about some stuff going on, but honestly, today I'm just trying to get through a couple of videos that I want to make, and I'm just going to put them all out, because during the weekends and some of the week I'm busy, so I'm probably just going to do content dumps on certain days. So that's what this is. As always, you guys feel free to disagree with me. I don't really mind. It's all good. I'm just saying that there's certain parts of this show, especially the recent season, that just make no sense to me, and it's painful to watch. Because here's what I did. I stopped after I finished it, and I was like, okay, hold on. Maybe I'm just being negative. So what did I do? I went back and rewatched it, which is why there's a lot of new things that I can talk about now. I went back and rewatched it, and no, it's bad. It's just bad, and I don't understand it. I don't know if the show is just geared towards younger people who probably don't care, but I know a lot of their fan base is, older people, like not young teens, almost young adults, I guess I would say. And it just seems like they're expecting people not to, like, point out these flaws or just find this cute bickering to be funny, and it's not. Right? I mean, the puns were better than this. I enjoyed the puns. That's it for this video. I'm probably going to have another one up pretty shortly here. If not shortly today, probably tomorrow. So stay tuned. Keep on watching. Enjoy yourselves. You guys are the best. Bye, dudes and dudettes. Regulars.